is Jeffrey Johnson. This is my 6th year teaching at Ellington, and I teach social studies. Well, I come from an arts family, so my grandfather was a jazz pianist who actually was a contemporary of Duke Ellington. Considering I have a classroom full of artists at all times, it makes it a lot easier to connect with them. Any of my students, I'm playing music in the classroom all the time, discussing their art with them, what they like, what they're into. I'm always learning things from them.
All around.
Yeah, I formatted it so I was reading off the standards.
Cool.
I think art gives us a pretty sharp insight into what a person or a group of people's thinking is. And it's been said before that, art is used to give a voice to the voiceless. And so I think it is a travesty when arts programs are sniped from schools, because and especially when it's inner city schools, rural schools, places where they don't have the same kind of access that you might have if you come from a household where your parents can afford to send you somewhere with a tuition.
My name is Alice. I'm an 11th grader in the vocal music department. My dream is to be an opera singer professionally, and I never had any experience with singing classical music before I came here, and that's a big part of the curriculum. I think I heard they say something like they don't have a proper license to teach. And that's really sad, because somebody might not have a license to teach, but our teachers are very qualified.
All right, so this time, please, measures 1 and 2, know how it's repeated.
They're all incredible singers. And if you try to replace that with somebody who just has a teaching license, even if it's just not the same quality of education. Our arts department could really use some more funding, and DCPS only covers the academic portion of our day, and our day is from 8:30 to 4:55, so they're covering the first half of that. And we have just so much to do after that. We have all of the arts to work on, and you can't just do that. It's not free. Education, it's not free.
And then it's 253.
I would, in the future, love to work with different artists, creating their dreams, making sure that what they want can be actually brought to life. It's, I think, enlightening and amazing to be able to have this talent, to be able to have this ability to just pull others' dreams together.
Discuss some of that contour line fading out. Doesn't have to be anything major. You know what I mean? More of a line work. Okay, sort of like what you were doing in here. You see how you playing with your contour line? You just let it and see what it do.
What I've discovered here recently, arts programs in the district are slowly but surely being cut off or no longer being funded. To me, it's truly a disaster. Society needs art. Society needs artists. How else then do we learn about culture and what it is that particular society is made of if you eliminate the arts?
As soon as I auditioned for that school play, I was like, wow, this is what I am meant to do. I felt like this sense of belonging in my heart, where it was like a light bulb went off in my head. I'm like, I need to do
this. One of the classes that's developed me most would be music theory. I've really enjoyed theory. I think that's really advanced me as an artist, as well as the ensemble classes really help you get into like the mindset for like this is how you play in a big group or like different groups, because like you have different ensembles that you play in. And also the tech classes give you like the one-on-one. It's basically a private lesson, but it's like through the school.
Mr. Brown's class, like I would think I would have to write a certain way. I'd be like, oh, like when getting into Duke, I wrote in a really white style in a way, like to resemble, let's say, more proper. But like now in Mr. Brown's class, he's like, oh, you don't have to do that. Like you can write how you want to write. You don't have to like resemble the society in a way, like different things and things that people would see as better than. And like you can really be yourself without feeling ashamed about it.
Duke Ellington has a very unique environment and atmosphere in the sense that no matter where you come from, no matter where you're going to always feel a part of the Duke Ellington experience. And I feel as though that's incredibly unique to Duke Ellington. I've been to so many different schools, and no other school like Duke Ellington fosters a sense of community and belonging like Duke Ellington does.
If you imagine, if you go outside, all the sounds you hear, they all work together. And all the colors that you see, they all work together. And if you when we walk into a building, we hear the bells ring to tell us what time to move from one class to the next. That's a form of music, and it's teaching us how to move forward.
So the hope is that by taking something that is considered purely academic or something that is considered purely artistic and blending them together, you will only heighten one's experience. You will only continue to grow in your art as you continue to grow in your intellect. And so I believe the marrying of the two will always be beneficial. I don't believe that by keeping them separate that we're serving a greater purpose, even though it's easy to stay in one silo. It's easy to stay in one's compartment. But just like we as human beings, we're stronger when we come together. When we allow both sides of the brain to work in unison, I believe that we just reach higher heights. We are Duke.